What's your name?
Major King.
What's your name?
Angola.
What's your last name?
Cho.
What's your nickname?
I go by Lead Tongue, MC Nautilus, whatever you want to call me, B-Boy Nautilus. That's what's up.
People wanna know who we are and where we come from, so we tell them we are vegans, proud to be vegans. We come from a land where animals have their freedom. Activism is in full season.
I feel like people, when they do sport fishing, they don't have a understanding that we think that fish can't feel because we've been desensitized to them. But just like I feel a dog can smell better than us, a cat can probably see better. You know what I mean? They can hear better than us. Like, what makes us think that animals can't feel more than us? I think people should just be mindful of, like, when they're doing this for fun. This might be like a completely different experience for the animal that they're hooking or they're spearing or whatever.
People don't understand that it can hurt an animal by jamming a hook through its lip. And so it kind of amazes me that people don't realize that, and it also just angers me that they do it so nonchalantly, like it's a hobby.
How long you been a vegan?
I've been vegan about 5 years, and I've been vegetarian since birth.
How long you been vegan for?
I've been vegan since I was 18, so I'm 27 now, so it's 9 years. Yeah, I've been there, you know what I mean? It's not like I was born and I was like, oh, no one should eat meat. Like, this was a process for me too. So maybe it used to be, I could tell you how I used to feel. I used to feel like annoyed, I used to feel frustrated, that I'm just like, why can't people just understand, like, animals are like eating this hamburger is like destroying the environment, and like animals have feelings, blah blah blah. But nowadays it's much more nuanced than that, because like you have to understand, like, people like are struggling too, right? Like, let's just say this dude makes like no money at his like dead-end job. He's working 3 jobs, or he or she is making like nothing. He can't afford to pay rent. And where is the cheap food? They gotta eat.
I mean, everyone, I guess everyone's got a right to indulge in whatever they want, but it's just like, you gotta know how bad it is. Supporting a place like that with these giant factory farms, it's like, come on, it's 2015. It's time to let these places just burn to the ground and just let them crumble away and stop giving them money. I think it's just time to move on, and people need to stop going in there. It kind of amazes me that people still eat that stuff. It's bad for yourself, it's bad for the environment, it's bad for the animals. I'm kind of shocked when I see people having like full course meals inside McDonald's, Burger King, fast food places like that.
You can't like judge someone for eating McDonald's like right away. You have to like understand everyone is unique in their circumstances. Who knows, they could go vegan tomorrow. But even so, like, you go vegan, there's still so much more to do. Like, you going vegan is just like the tip of the iceberg in terms of like the next step, right? Just because you're going vegan doesn't mean like animals are being saved automatically.
Now that I'm in college, I'm actually able to connect with a lot more vegan people. I'm meeting a lot more vegans at my school, and we even have our own club, Brooklyn College Students for Animal Rights. And so that's been really great for connecting and just socializing with other vegans and having other people to go out to eat with. But as for the past, going up through like, you know, New York City public school system as the only vegan kid in my class. It's rough sitting at the cafeteria with all your friends and they're all eating like neon green pieces of chicken and you're there having peanut butter and jelly. And you know, kids are kind of cruel when they don't understand some things.
I'm an inheritor of a lot of struggles that like past people have gone through to enable me to like have a much easier experience. So, you know, I've talked to vegans who are like much older than me. They're like, dude, people didn't even know what tofu was when I went vegan, right? So like when I was going vegan already, like there were so many like easy things for me to just eat.
But I did have some teachers that really connected with me, and they looked out for me. They would tell other kids to, you know, F off if they were trying to get in my face about like eating a piece of ham and crap that I didn't want to do.
When I was first going vegan, some people thought it was just a phase because, you know what I mean, like we're teenagers, we do things, right? Some people were supportive of it. I grew up in Shanghai, so like some people were like, oh, that's great, you should do it. But for the most part, people didn't really understand. They thought it was like unhealthy. They thought it was like kind of like holier than thou, right? And maybe it was. Like when I first went, I didn't know any better. I was the only vegan I knew.
When you're vegan, you kind of are always prepared to be on your own and fend for yourself when you gotta get some vegan food. So I learned that from a young age.
When I was in high school, I was learning about the environmental destruction that like agriculture caused on like the rainforest, and I was in a punk rock at that time, so I was like already like, oh, we should save the rainforest, you know what I mean? Like I was like very like rebellious, and then I was eating McDonald's because I thought that was like rebellious, right? Like I was like, yeah, fast food, whatever. And I realized like through learning about biology and how much energy it takes to just raise like 1 pound of beef.
Yeah, it's like people. Some vegans are skinny, some vegans are fat, some vegans are bodybuilders, some vegans are skinny, fat, whatever.
It doesn't
it
like
depends who you are, what kind of. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
there's no correlation really to like what body type you are versus like the diet you have. Like you can be a really unhealthy vegan too. Like veganism is just the philosophy of not consuming animal products, right? Not even just eating it, but like this whole mentality of being hyper aware of like what you're consuming. So right here, this is a beautiful pile of food scraps. When you cook, you gotta make sure, especially for all you vegans out there, because I know you ain't cooking nothing that can't be composted, right? So because compost, you know, we have these beautiful flyers right here that were made by awesome volunteers. Composting, especially like non-industrial composting, you cannot compost meat or fish, basically any animal products, right? But vegans, when we cook, it's very convenient because the stuff that we can't use that goes bad, we can just throw it into the pile of food. And we're gonna take this to another site where we mix it with browns, with what they're called, which is carbon. And when you do that, you really help the microorganisms break it down. And you can come here, and it becomes soil. It becomes really good soil. Like this soil right here is not that good. It's just like mostly sand and gravel. There's not much nutrients that like when we start planting our own plants that we can eat. So we just got some new food scraps. This is not just about growing food. This is about growing community.
When you're vegan, you'll feel like an outsider at first, but when you find that vegan community around you, you realize that like you're not the only smart person. Other people realize that this is the way to go, and this is what's best for the world. And so it might be tough at first going vegan, but you'll realize that it's the right choice. You'll feel better inside your heart knowing that you're not consuming anything that had just suffered through its life, and that's really what makes it worthwhile for me.
It was only after I found like this music, it was called Vegan Straight Edge, that I read people what they wrote, like, oh, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, there are people that actually don't eat meat and they're still alive, that's cool. And then I got the big like fortune, like big privilege to like travel a bit and meet people who are vegetarian. I was like, dude, you guys look normal, not like deathly or sickly. So I was like, I can probably do this. And I went vegan cold turkey.
Oh no, third grade.
Yo, fuck that protein myth, your excuses don't mean shit. It's clear to me all life has the right to exist. I rely on my inner strength to live free and fit. I don't live to eat, I eat to live.
I love you. Yes, I love you. I love you. Yes, I love you.
Turns into that, and then we can start planting. Like, this is an herb garden, so we got some mint right here, you know what I mean? We got some rosemary, we got some chives. Like, why not, right? This is in New York, man, you know what I mean? This is
There's some easy vegan options out there. Peanut butter and jelly is vegan. Anything with peanut butter, that's like my favorite. Like carrots, apples with peanut butter. You know, Oreos for those people who love snacks. French fries are vegan. This is for all the people who just want to have fun and don't care about their health. You know? But you know, you just gotta eat fruits and vegetables, man. That's all it is. And you're set with that. I mean, I love chopping up a whole bunch of different fruits and making some juices or having some smoothies and all that. But it's also just, you know, eat what's good for you. I make tofu sometimes with curry powder and chickpeas, and I throw some kale on there too, and that's a really good nutritious meal. So there's so many things. Like, not everything's made out of animals. It's just simple as that.
Like, I love cooking. Cooking's the way to go. You know what I mean? So I love cooking like Nepali food. I love cooking Chinese food. I love cooking every food. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about making it and then eating it, you know what I mean? Growing it, making it, and then eating it. That's the
I love you. Yes, I love you. I love you. Yes, I love you.
This is coffee.
Oh, it's coffee.
Yeah, coffee's like really good.
Okay.
Look at this. Straight up, man. This is mint right here. That's fucking good. I mean, it's like a spearmint. You know what I mean? So we can just eat it.
And how long you been breakdancing?
breaking since forever. Since I was really little.
Do you do competitions?
Yeah, I do competitions. Me and my crew, 5 people on the skate. We battle all over the city, all over the East Coast, all over, fly anywhere. Represent Brooklyn, New York, and that's what I do in my Britain. I try to represent where I'm from, and I try to represent my crew, and I try to represent that you can be a vegan athlete and a vegan dancer and still kick ass.